Good afternoon. This is the stock report for Saturday, April 28th. I figure I wouldn't do a stock report on Friday night because I figure everyone's out and doing things and so on. And weekend's a nice way to go through and just kind of relax and take it easy. And you can watch this at your leisure, maybe Sunday morning after your coffee or whenever you want. So quite an interesting week in the market. A couple stocks that look interesting to me that I found, but the volume isn't there, is this company called Smucker, J.M. Smucker. Stock symbol SJM. It looks like it's got some pretty good resistance in this area. I'm on 113, 114 or so. Got some good resistance there. I might actually look at buying this on Monday. This would be a potential buy. Unfortunately, the volume isn't quite as robust as I was like to see it. If it were to close above the 10-day moving average, that would be a positive sign. So that might be an option for someone looking for a buy. Let's see, a more risky option. Let's see, I found this one as well. It's Sage Therapeutics. I found this on yesterday. Looks like it's got some staying power around this level, which is I'll say 137 or so. Volume has not been that great. If there were to be a pickup in volume, I would definitely jump into this, and you can see that it moves quite a bit. So if you do get into this, this is one you need to be careful with. In case it goes the other way, always put in a stop loss 7 to 8% from where you bought your stock out. I don't know, and also since this is earnings season, I don't know if earnings are coming out or if they came out for this one. That could affect the stock too. But this is something that could whipsaw up pretty fast to 190. So if you want to buy a few shares, this is a potential buy for anyone out there looking to potentially make some cash. I like the way that it's setting itself up. If it were to close above the 10-day moving average, that would actually be a really good sign, but it's got a ways to go before that, and the 10-day moving average is 153.94. So it's got another 7 points to go for that. There's just something else to keep an eye on. So a couple of other stocks that we usually talk about that are potential trades, which I like to trade in and out of. Let's take a look at Crescent Point Energy, CPG. As we can see, it's turning back down again. If you get the chance, if this breaks down a little more, put option may be a good option for someone wanting to play this. Or if you're in your regular account, maybe perhaps a short. I like buying the puts better. But it looks like this is set up to bounce back down again. Volume has been pretty normal, nothing out of the ordinary. So let's take a look at one where I do have some. I did buy some put options on, so that is sorry, I can't spell. Sonova CV. Now, I'll look that one up later. Sorry. Here we go. Okay, so this is one where these guys are hurting pretty bad. It's a pretty poorly run company. They're losing tons of money. I don't know why it's even at this level. Actually, to tell you the truth, it looks like it's still waiting to do something. Not quite sure what. I had a good move down the other day, but I'm thinking that this is an potential. I bought some put options at 7, so I'm hoping that, of course, it goes down to 7 or below. But I'm still ready to get out just in case it starts to trend the other way. So this is still, I would still, if you're looking to buy some put options, this would be a good option for you. There's another one. Let's see, what else do we have here? Interesting one with this Tandem Diabetes, which I discovered a few weeks ago. Yesterday was a wild day for this stock, and I checked it mid-morning and it was down over 10%. And I was just like, holy smokes. I'm like, should I get rid of this? And I was thinking to myself, maybe I should. Maybe I should be careful with this one. So that's what I did. I did a trailing stop of 1%, believe it or not, and it didn't get filled. So around lunchtime, I jumped in and I canceled it because I saw it started to rebound. Let's take a look at I don't typically do this, but this is a 15-minute chart, and as you can see, it opened up significantly lower, up and then back down again. The nice thing is the buying crew, the buying force came in and started buying stock. Not heavily, I would say. Nothing too dramatic, but at the end there was some pretty good buying, it looks like. So this is a stock where it just kind of held on its own. Stock's still doing well, but it could really go either way. I'm hoping that it will at least go to 9 before I would take some profits. I bought it around the $5 level a few weeks ago, and this showed up on one of my scans. It just looked like a good buy, and you never know. It depends on the news. These medical stocks you have to be really careful with because they can go either way. And I just got kind of lucky with this one. Another good sign that it closed above the 10-day moving average. Starting to base out here a little bit, which is a good sign, so it can kind of figure out where it wants to go, what its next move is going to be. Let's see, some of my other favorite ones. Profire Energy, quite another interesting move. It did bounce around quite a bit on Friday, and it's looks like almost at the 10-day moving average. This one, I wouldn't buy into this one now unless we get some really good momentum again. But if you did buy some in the past, now might be a good time to take some profit, or if you're patient and you just want to kind of see what happens, hang on to it. It's at 350. Now, this looks like a big move, which is. It's about 100% move from top to bottom here, from March until the end of April. But if you bought the 1,000 shares, it's you could have potentially made $2,000. But don't let a profit get away from you either. If you got a bad feeling about it, there's nothing wrong with taking some profit. This one may bounce back down if you don't get any momentum, maybe back down to 3. It may be another entry point if you want to pick up some more and see where it ends up. Let's see some other interesting kind of safe stocks to trade. Huntsman's been pretty quiet. It looks like it may be forming a new base. Let's see here. Looks very boring right now. It hasn't really done much. This is a pretty boring stock, but if you catch it right, you can make some money, as you can see. Bounces around, nothing too severe. So if you put a good chunk of money in there, or whatever your strategy, usually I like to put maybe 50% of what I want to buy in the first trade, and then continue to buy if things are going my way, the trade's going my way. Let's see, a couple other interesting ones that I found. Okay. Let's see. There was this other one, Tamarack. TVE. There it is. Tamarack Valley Energy. This thing has been on the move big time. Let's see if I can get some more information. Company's growing. It's in the energy field, of course. Let's see here. Maybe I can move this down a little bit. No, it doesn't have any other additional information. Sorry about that. This might still be a good buy. It looks like there's a lot of interest in the stock. Volume has been going through the roof. People have been buying it. That's a good thing. And I believe in the past, it's been a very low trading stock, right? Low type of what I mean is by price. So it looks like we'll have some moves here. And let me just check the weekly for us again. Looks like the all-time, well, I don't know if this is all-time, but a couple of years ago it got as high as 7. So, maybe something to kind of tumble into a little bit here, a little bit there. The stock's been doing pretty well. And this one that doesn't move too much, so to speak, on a daily basis. So you may get a couple percent here and there. Depends on, I guess it just depends on the who's buying and who's selling it. Let's see here. Let's see if there's any other ones that might have come up as interest. Let's see. This one also, Sensonics Holdings. It looks like it's trying to form a bit of a base. It got as high as 4, it looks like. It might be a potential buy. If you could buy it at 3, maybe sell it at 4. Nice little profit. I wouldn't go all in. These low price stocks you have to be careful with, folks, because they can really rack up major swings, and you have to be prepared to take your money or off the table or potentially get out. And there's nothing wrong with taking a small loss is better always than taking a big loss. So remember, 7-8%. That's what Investors Business Daily also recommends too. Let's see. Just kind of going through here, checking some of the low price, my favorites. This was a bit of a disappointment. Zix Corporation. I bought it around, I think it was $4.96, and it kind of tumbled back down there. Not sure why. Volume hasn't been that great. It's been below average. So if this goes down a little more, I'm going to sell it because it's just not going my way. Held on to it. I bought it last week. And let's see. We could look at some other things too. Let's look at the this Standard & Poor's SPX. If I can type. Let's just take a quick look. This week we had a big bounce down, but it recovered nicely. Will we continue the trend up? And the news this week has been earnings, and that's what's really been driving the market. But we're still in this a bit of a holding pattern here. It's like, what are we waiting for? Where do we need to go? One way or the other. It's kind of difficult when we have this, for those long-term investors for the buy and hold, because you're not really making any money, but you're not really losing any money either if you make your picks correctly. So trading in and trading out, if you have the capability of doing that, is probably a good idea. Volume has not been that impressive over the past week. It's been at average or maybe a little below or above. So it's just kind of like one of those things. It's kind of like a wait and see type of scenario. No great spikes like we've had back here in let's see, mid-December, the end of November here. Nothing too out of the ordinary. It's been status quo in that area. We'll probably get some more volatility. It seems to be the name of the game. You just have to hang in there. But during the day, it's probably best not to freak out. If you see something not going your way, unless it's like the last 5 minutes of the day, that might be concerned, because most of the market activity happens in the last half hour of the day, and that's when you're going to get the most swings and so on. I have not found any other interesting buys or sells. I think the most interesting one to potentially buy put options on is the CPG. Probably. I'm going to take a look at this myself. If I do buy it, I'll let you guys know. And as for the buys that I came up with is with Sage Therapeutics, but that's really kind of a risky play because it's just very volatile. You can buy it at where it is now, and it could go either way. So be prepared to get out of that one quickly. And something that SJM, the Smuckers, James Smuckers, that one might be a little bit more tame, because as you can see, the recent high of 130 and went down to 116. It's not like you're going to have a 30 or 40 point swing like with Sage, it looks like. So this is consumer staple, and it's probably, if you don't have time to watch it every day, you probably won't be shocked to wake up one morning like, oh, it's down 20%. It could happen with any stock, but we had a drop here of 130 to 125. So what's that? Maybe 4%, or 5, maybe 4% here, 4.5%. Nothing too drastic, but if it's doing this, if you have a major drop, you're probably going to get stopped out of it, because you never want to lose more than 7-8%. And that is all I have. Let's just take a look at the diamonds here. This is the Dow Jones. We, as we talked about the other day, we do have some support at this level. We're kind of trying to figure out what to do here. I think with earnings, if earnings continue to go well next week, I think we might actually go above 25,000, which is kind of a sticking point. It's a psychological level for the Dow. So, and so that's all I have. I have a couple buys for you, a couple of puts for you as well. As always, if you don't know what you're doing, seek professional help, and I'll put that in the disclaimer as well. Have a great weekend. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Tell your friends, like and share. This channel has just a few subscribers now, but hopefully we can get some more. And I'd like to talk, if you have a particular stock you want to look at, please let me know. Put it in the comments, and I'll check it out. I'll talk about it. Have a great weekend.